Nedbank reported a 14% increase in non-interest revenue for the first 9 months of the year, helped by higher fees amongst other factors. Interest revenue grew at a much more sedate pace of 9%. The bank sounds confident on reaching its target of double-digit earnings growth for this financial year. Nedbank closed the day 1% higher at R182.33. So we touched on Nedbank a little bit earlier, and it's very clear it's difficult, I think, to make money on the interest revenue side, so seeking the non-interest revenue alternatives, including unsecured lending, which falls within that category, right?
It's very much the process that they're following. Obviously, they're trying to broaden the bank in terms of the different types of businesses they get involved in. They're looking for opportunities to broaden non-interest revenue. I suspect they're doing quite a lot more currency-type transactions. Bridget will know a little bit more about that.
But she might not be telling, though.
Yeah. So I think that the amount of stuff that we import in that we discussed earlier is actually very helpful for the banks because it all involves a currency transaction. And then if you look at VAT revenue, it's running ahead of budget despite the minister worrying about revenue collection being behind budget for the year as a whole. And that tells you that things like credit cards, I mean, I was looking at credit card growth, that's almost 14% year on year. Banks do very well. There's very good margin in credit card business. Yes. So I think the bank, while it's not doing mortgage business, there are many other facets that are helping.
And that ties back into the consumer spending story that you touched on, you and Bridget touched on
very much. South Africa is a consumer spending recovery.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we're not adding to the consumer pool through employment, which means that we're going to run out of steam on the consumer. And the consumer will try and stretch this by utilizing these forms of credit, be it unsecured or be it credit cards.
Yes.
But ultimately, unless we add employment, it will run out of steam.